Hi everybody, welcome back. We're going to talk about section 3.6 today, talk about multiplying functions. So we've got two functions, f and g. Again, you've kind of seen notation like this when we did adding. So if I have f times g of x, you can take f, evaluate it at whatever number I'm looking for, and g, evaluate it, and then multiply those final two answers. Otherwise, it's really just going to be multiplying functions like you guys have seen before, either by just a number or by another function, and I'll show you how to handle those, but you guys can handle all those. Okay, first thing we want to do, we're going to take a look at the absolute function, 2 times the absolute function, and 1/2 times our absolute value function, and we're going to see what happens. So right away, I'm going to do the absolute value function in blue here. Hopefully you guys know some key features about this. If not, you can always make your XY chart and you can get your values for that. But you've got a V shaped here, and it's going to be right through 0, 0, going up on the x-axis, or going up on the y. Okay, so right here I have y is equal to the absolute value of x. Now, I need to do 2 times the absolute value of x. Now, I'm not entirely sure what that's going to do. We'll make a little XY chart here. If you guys haven't picked up on this, this seems to be a pretty common theme here. So, I'm just going to pick some numbers and see what I get. I'm going to go -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So remember, this is y is equal to 2 times the absolute value of x. So I plug in -2, absolute value of -2 is +2. So I get the point. So I take +2 times 2, and I get 4. -1, absolute value is +1 times 2 is 2. 0 still stays at 0, 0. Absolute value is 0 is 0. Multiplied by 2 is still 0. And when I plug in 1, I get a 2, and 2, I get a 4. Remember, take your absolute value first, then multiply by the number outside. So now I'm still at 0, 0. But I'm going to plot 1, 2, and 2, 4, and keep going here, 3, 6, 4, 8, 5, 10. And all of those points end up being mirrored on the other side as well. Okay, so in green here we have y is equal to 2 times the absolute value of x. And we'll do one more. We'll do y is equal to 1/2 times the absolute value of x. And again, make our XY chart. And I'm going to pick the same numbers. So I'm going to go -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, plug in. Again, -2, absolute value of -2 is 2. So I multiply that by half, and I get a +1. When I plug in a -1, I get a +1/2. 0, 0 stays the same. 1/2 and 1 to round it out. If you want some more points, you are more than welcome to plug in more than just those, but those are enough to at least get me the idea. So 0, 0, 1/2, 2, 1, here, here, and you can see a pattern here. That's fine. Otherwise, you can always get more points by more XY charts. And here it is. So I have y is equal to 1/2 times the absolute value of x. So as you can see, all those numbers out front do is change how skinny or wide that graph is going to get from just our basic absolute value function in blue. Before you tell me that those numbers are the slope, it is not the slope. You cannot describe it as such. They're called a scale factor because no matter what you argue that is the slope, I can always make a counter argument that it is not. So you guys have seen enough of those. I'm not going to go on that more. If you want to argue about it later, I will be more than happy to have that argument with you. So, okay. Next one. We need to sketch the graph of y is equal to 2 times the absolute value of x minus 1. So, as you can imagine, we're going to make our XY chart. Seems to be a common theme here. I'm going to go with the same ones that I've been using all day. So, absolute value of negative 2 is 2, minus 1 is 1, times this 2 out front, and I get 2. Plug in a negative 1. Absolute value of negative 1 is 1, minus 1 is 0, times 2 is 0. So remember, everything inside the parentheses first. So absolute value of 0 is 0, minus 1 is negative 1, so at 0 I get negative 2. And 1 minus 1 is 0, times 2 is 0 again, and 2 minus 1 is 1, times 2 is 2. So, what we end up with, negative 2, 2, negative 1, 0, 0, negative 2, there, and there. Okay, I've got a couple points here. So, this is actually combining a couple of, probably not the best graph, but that's why I teach math, not an artist. Anyway, you can see this kind of combines a little bit of what we've been talking about the last couple days. So if you think about distributing this 2 through here to both of these, okay, this minus 1 just meant that we moved everything down. In this case 2, because I end up multiplying by that 2. So I shift everything down. Plus I've got that stretch factor that means that it is going to be skinnier than that basic graph of the absolute value function. But really, key theme here, make an XY chart, go from there. Okay, I've got negative 2 times the absolute value of x. So you guys already have an XY chart for 2 times the absolute value of x. Okay, go through the exact same process, except now our answers are going to get multiplied by negative 2. So negative 2 is going to give me a negative 4. Negative 1 is going to give me negative 2. 0, 0, 1, negative 2, 2, negative 4. Again, just plug it into there. Remember, all of this stuff out front here, you can just think of that as y equals. Plot my points. 0, 0, 1, negative 2, 2, negative 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 2, negative 4. Draw my graph. So, as you can see, that negative out front with that 2, all that does is it's going to flip it upside down. So, maybe you guys have seen something like that. Something like that before. So, it just flips that upside down there. The last one, we need to sketch the graph of I times I. Remember, I is just y equals x. So really what I'm taking is x times x, which gives me the graph of y is equal to x squared. Again, let's make an XY chart. Okay, I'm going to go -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I added the extras on. You can do that if you want. Honestly, I just put them on because they're going to fit on my graph, thinking ahead a little bit. So if I take -3 squared, I get 9. -2 squared, I get 4. -1, 1. 0, 0, 1, 1. 2, 4, and 3, 9. Be careful with those negatives. Make sure that when you square that negative number, it does become positive. And 0, 0, 1, 1. And this is nice. It's very symmetric. 2, 4, 3, 9. -2, 4. -3, 9. Okay, remember, x squared, it needs to be that parabola, that U shape. So it's not going to come to a V like our absolute value graphs here. After we've got our points, do our best to connect them and make a very nice, pretty parabola here. And that's what your graph should look like there. So again, just make a lot of XY charts, just like we've been doing. That's the easy way to handle all of this funkiness that your book is throwing at you with adding and multiplying and all that stuff. So that, at least that'll give you a consistent process that you can follow every time. There's your homework. Work on this. We'll check this when I'm back tomorrow. If you guys have questions, let me know. Other than that, I'll see you guys when I'm back, and have a good day.